Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham HaKadosh, double honors to the elders and apostles, chiefly at Great Millstone. I'll stand upon the gate and stand by my watch. That's the first scripture that I want to bring out. Let's see, where are we? Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch. The Spirit's just saying it's going to do something else on women, but the Spirit's saying bring out Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set upon the tower. I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I should answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answereth me and said, Write a vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. So the time is appointed. It's been decided. They ain't like Yahweh, they're thinking, shall I go now? Shall I go? No, he already knows. He knows there's the day, the hour, the moment, the second. But he ain't telling no one, because as it says in the scriptures, if the watchman had, or the good man of the house had known what time, or if the watchman had known what time the good man of the house was going to return, then they would have just been slacking until that point. But he's coming when nobody's expecting him. He said that he shall come like a thief in the night. No man knoweth the time or the hour. So for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So at the end of the time, when the time comes, the vision will be able to, you'll be able to know very clearly what the vision is, or where the vision is coming from. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but he shall live by his faith. But the just shall live by his faith. So the soul that is lifted up, Esau is a very proud man. His soul is lifted up, he's feeling himself, right? Yeah, but it's not upright. He's what's that predilection? What's the word? He's got like an affinity to wickedness. He don't like doing he likes doing the ABC. He likes eating his meat raw. He likes pork, everything. Like a friend of mine told me a long time ago, if you want to stay on the right track, then the best thing to do is to avoid all the trappings that the Edomites really love. If an Edomite really loves it, you got to look at that thing sideways. Some things are good, but that's a general advice that was given to me a long time ago, and I still hold by it. And the just shall live by faith, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah. So we are gonna, it says in the scriptures, what is it that it's saying? He that wishes to keep his life shall lose it, and he who wishes to lose his life shall keep it. So that's if you're trying to run around preserving yourself, in these times that are coming in, if you're trying to run around making sure that you're going to be okay, stacking guns, stacking food, that's not what's going to preserve you, because a lot of the time what's going to happen is someone's going to come and rob you for all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And they might be trying to kill you because they don't want anybody any comeback on it. So you running around trying to preserve your life in these times that are coming is not actually going to help. It's going to probably, but the just living by faith is that the people who have the faith, who understand that what's happening is all these things that are happening, that no good or evil, as it says in Isaiah, I think it's 16, but that all the good and evil comes from the Lord. They're just knowing that, they seek first the kingdom of God, because everything else is added, like your safety, your well-being, your mental well-being, your physical well-being. That's all. The clothes on your back is also said in the scriptures that, the Lord, he feeds the ravens of the fields, and and so how much more would he look after you? And in terms of clothes, that the Lord has given, the lily of the common lily of the field better raiment than King Solomon himself. So understanding that, we are to look first into the kingdom and let the kingdom and then have faith, have faith being hope for things that are not seen, we're to stay in the spiritual realm and to think about our spirituality, and then all the physical things, whether you got enough food, whether you got, you're in good health, that will all come. Sometimes we're going through trials, You know, the Lord will try us. You know, He's going to give us certain ailments, certain sicknesses. We may need to humble us sometimes when we're feeling ourselves too much, because it's very easy once we start to. It's very easy once we start to do well to forget about the Lord. You know, it says that the rich. It's harder it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for the rich man to enter the kingdom of God. And it's just because of pride. As soon as we start feeling, and there's another scripture, but I can't quite remember it. The rich man saith unto himself, I don't need God, or something like that. But it's very easy to forget about the Lord when you're rich. But living by faith, keeping everything spiritual, keeping yourself focused on the Spirit, that's what's going to preserve you in these times that we're coming into. Let's see. He enlarges his desire, yea, also he transgresseth by wine. He's a proud man. And we also know that wine, it's not just about getting drunk, but it's also about these philosophies. You got some funky philosophies. The do thou wilt philosophy, that it ain't hurting anybody unless it's not wrong as long as it's not harming everybody. Anything between consenting adults is okay. Gender is a social construct. All these philosophies are bent. Even the financial philosophies, you can lend more money out than you have. You should lend money with usury. All of this shit, excuse my language, that is bastard philosophies. I can't think of another better way of putting it, but they're just bullshit, and they're causing problems. And and who enlarges his desire as hell, right? So hell, the grave, the grave ain't tired. The grave never gets full, is it? Like, there's always more. The grave can always, there's always more people to send to the grave. The hell is never full. So he never is satisfied. The grave is never satisfied, if you like, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto himself all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Yeah. So if you look at the world right now, everybody's on that thing, isn't it? Everybody's on the Western mentality. They're drinking that Babylon juice, man. They're showering in that Babylon juice. And let's see, what else is it? Shall not all these take up a parable against them and taunt in proverbs against them, and say, woe unto him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. We understand from the prophecies in Jeremiah that thick clay is understood to be debt. And Rome the toes were intermingled with the clay. And we understand that the fall of Rome came in part from the inflation of the currency and from people doing, what you might call quantitative easing, what they're doing now, but in Rome that was shaving little bits off the coins. Woe unto him that increases his which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? So all these people that you kept under your feet, all of these people that you've subjugated, all these people that you've committed financial, economic warfare on, all these people that you've put puppets into government so that you can steal the resources of the land. All of these people, they shall they shall awake suddenly, and it says also in the scriptures, the weak shall say I'm strong. These people are going to stand up, and there's also says in the scriptures, if robbers came by night, will they not take their fill? Everybody's going to take their fill. As soon as the bully on the block is down, everybody's going to rise up and take whatever they can from them. Let's see. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. So everywhere inside of the planet, everywhere around the world, People are gonna, it's just gonna be everywhere. That everybody's suddenly gonna understand that this man who has taken so much from this many people shall suddenly be like a target. Woe to him that coveteth an evil coveteth his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to the house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. So even when so what they're saying is, like, even when you've taken everything, you've stolen everything, you've put it in your house, you've built up your house, but even inside your very house, the stone, the stones and the beam shall cry out. Nothing's going to go right for you, basically. Everything you touch is going to be cursed, especially those things that you've stolen from other people. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out the wall, and the beam of the timber shall answer it. Sorry. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establishes a city by iniquity. And that's it, basically, Esau, Edom. Has he not built everywhere? Is covered in blood. If you talk about anybody in history who's got the great named after them, anything like Alexander the Great or anybody the Great, they're always covered in blood. Their conquest and the way in which they've gained notoriety and then gained riches and gained, for the West, let's say, has been through blood. And they're saying woe to them, and woe really basically means destruction. Behold, is it not the Lord of hosts that the people shall labour in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, and as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbour drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that they may look on their nakedness. And that's why Esau Edom's called the great accuser, because it's part of Amalek, and I've said this in my other lesson, is they're trying to make us, make Israel and other people look bad. Their job is to fill our our society and our minds with corruption, so that they can look good to the Lord. Because at the end of the day, it says in Hebrews that Esau Edom is trying to get his inheritance back. He's seeking it carefully with tears. He's doing it with tears in his eyes. He's crying. He's desperate. And he's so desperate that he's willing to fill his cities with drugs, even if his own daughters and sons are getting addicted to drugs and suffering the penalties of the corrupt culture that he's spreading around. You don't care, because he's so intent, but he's not going to get it. And thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. So basically, that's what I'm just saying. That's the spirit. He's saying, like, what's going to happen is you're saying that you're giving everybody else this bullshit philosophy to drink, and trying to make them look bad in front of Yahweh. But at the end of the day, you're going to end up drinking that, and you're also going to drink the wrath. The wrath, it says, which is poured without mixture. You're going to drink the very dregs of it, the bottom bit where it gets all rough. I don't know if you've ever been to a farm and had some sort of like homegrown or made wine or something like homegrown wine, and right at the bottom is all the kind of, is where all the sediment and it kind of gets rough to the bottom. Usually you don't drink that bit. You get to the bottom of it and it's like, okay, I'll just pour that last bit out, because it's just full of old bits of apple, grape pips and grape skin and sediment. So but Esau going to drink that all, and thou art filled with shame for glory. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So the right hand is the judgment hand. You know what I mean? The right hand holds the sword. You know what I mean? So the cup of the right hand, the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing be on thy glory. For the violence of Lebanon shall cover thee, and the spoil of beasts which made them afraid because of men's blood, and the violence of the land, and the spoil of beasts. So you'd spoil the beast. That means beast going to, wild creature going to be coming to take a bite out of you, which made them afraid because of men's blood and for the violence of the land and of the city and of all that dwell therein. What profiteth the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it, the molten image and the teacher of lies? So this is all the wine and the false philosophy that's been spread by Esau, Edom, and the teacher of lies, and the maker of his work trusteth therein to make dumb idols. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, and it shall teach. So this is you putting out all of these fake religions, and we know that there's a lot of religions that, if you go into the Shriner Temple, they down with Islam. If you go, you see that a lot of the Buddhists and all the Buddhism and all those things, that those things that just make focused away from Yahweh, they are brought out by Esau. A lot of them have their roots in Esau. Esau's promoting it. Hinduism, I believe, is a made-up religion that was also made up in the West. I'll see if I can find anything on that very shortly. Woe unto him that saith, and now it's going to the people that are actually worshipping that. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver, and there's no breath at all in the midst of it. But the Lord is in his holy temple, let the earth keep silence before him. Right, and I think I'm going to shut off there. So with that, I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Hawashai, Ba'asham, Rahakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and see you next time. Shalom.